Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my little cup button. And I got my string on my 2 needles. I'm going to decorate the inside of my little cup button with a SuperDuo. So I'm just going to stick each needle into each one of the holes like that. And then I'm going to do the same to my cup button. I'm going to go in through the bowl side. I'm going to hold on to everything, hold on to my needles and pull so that everything stays centered. My cup button is in the middle of my threads. So now I'm going to get into my project, and I forgot to put my dome beads here. Whoops. Okay. After my cup button, I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s on each needle. Got 2 on each needle. Then I'm going to pick up my first mini RounDuo. Oh, here they are. I'm going to pick my first one, and I'm not going to cross through it. I'm just going to put in my needles like this. So my needle on my left hand goes into the left hole. The needle on my right hand goes into the right hole, and I'm going to pull. Still holding on to everything because it's still the beginning of the project, just so that everything stays centered. So from this little mini RounDuo, I'm going to pick up on each needle, both right and left, 3 SuperDuos followed by a 15/0, and once again 3 SuperDuos followed by a 15/0, and I'm going to let those drop. My 3 SuperDuos and my 15/0. Letting them drop. I'm going to pick up my first dome bead, and this time I'm going to cross in it. My needle on my left hand is going to go in, come out through my right side. My needle on my right side is going to go in that same hole, come out on my left side. And I'm going to pull. So this is what you should have. From coming out of my dome bead, I'm going to pick up 1 15/0 on each needle, followed by 3 SuperDuos on each needle. And then I'm going to pick up another mini RounDuo, and I'm going to go in through it the same way that I did my first one. Just one needle in one hole, the other needle in the other, like that, no crossing. And then I'm going to pull. And this is what I have. Oops. And everything's a bit weird right now. Just try to keep your dome bead as straight as you can. And pull tight. Your SuperDuos are going to keep flipping around on you, but just pull tight. Coming out of my mini RounDuo goes on each needle an 11/0. Another mini RounDuo, but this time on each needle. You're not going to share it. Another 11/0. And then we're going to pick up one more mini RounDuo, and this time we're going to share that one. So once again, one needle through each hole like that, and pull. So what we've just done is our little unit with our little middle connecting piece. Once I'm coming out of that mini RounDuo that we've shared, goes on 3 SuperDuos again, followed by a 15/0 seed bead. This is actually the second time I filmed this, because the first time I did it, I forgot the 15/0 at the end of these SuperDuos, and it just messed up my project. That one little 15/0 here at the end just messed it up because I forgot it. Okay, now we're going to cross through our dome bead again. And then once we do that, we're going to mirror what we did on this side, which is pick up a 15/0 on each needle, followed by 3 SuperDuos on each needle, 3 SuperDuos on each needle, And then we're going to end this little unit piece by sharing a a mini RounDuo, going through it in the same direction, not crossing in it. And from here, we're ready to do our little middle connecting unit again, which is very easy. It's just 11-0, mini RounDuo, 11-0, and then once again sharing the mini RounDuo. So I'm going to go ahead and do 7 of these middle units. Do as many as you need, and then when you end it, you need to end it the same way you started. End it like this, okay? After your super duos, adding the mini RounDuo, end it like that. Okay, I said that I was going to make 7 of these middle units. That's wrong. I don't know why I said that. I made 6 of these middle units and 7 of the main units. 7 of the units with the dome beads. So, and then you start with just a single RounDuo Mini, and then you end with the single RounDuo Mini. Unless you want to start it with this middle component, I mean, you can do that too, but, well, I didn't. I just did it like this. Okay, so once I ended it and I came out, both of my needles were coming out of my RounDuo Mini here. All I did was add a bunch of 11-0 so I could do my loop. And I'm just going to take my other needle and go through all of these just to reinforce, and so that I can get over to the other side of my bracelet so that we can do the next part. So I'm just going to finish going through everything, and then I'm going to come out of my RounDuo Mini. And I'm already doing that on this other side. And everything's loose right now, but that's normal. So I'm just going to pull and get back in frame. Okay, so pull as good as you can. Okay, so both of my strings are coming from this RounDuo Mini. Now from here, from your RounDuo Mini, go into your first super duo, the one right after it, and then once you're coming out of it, hop on over to the other hole of that same super duo. And try not to get your string caught on your super duo next to it. Do the same thing over here. Coming out of my RounDuo Mini, I need to go into my super duo right after it, right next to it. Once I do that, I'm going to hop on over to that other hole of that same super duo. Now from here, I am going to add a 11-0, and I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use beige. So, coming out of the other hole, or I'm going to say the upper hole, I don't know if that makes sense, but the other hole of my super duo with both strings, picked up an 11-0, I'm going to cross through it, and then my needles coming out of my 11-0 here, I'm going to go through that super duo, and then the same thing on this side. This needle is going to go through the super duo on this side. Now from here, we're going to pick up on each needle, but I'm going to do it one at a time. 4 15-0s, and I'm going to cross once again into my dome bead. And be careful not to pick up any of the 15-0s that you already have there from your previous step. So I'm going to do that on this side now. I'm going to pick up 4 15-0s, and I'm going to cross through this dome bead, being careful not to pick up any of the 15-0s from my previous step, and pull tight. Coming out of this dome bead goes on 4 15-0s again, and I'm going to skip these two SuperDuos right here, and I'm going to the one that's right before the mini RounDuo, and I'm going to go through that hole that we haven't used yet. And I'm going to do that on this side. I'm going to pick up, let me get closer. See if it'll help. Okay, coming out of my dome bead, I'm going to pick up 4 of my 15 O's. Wait, I think I got 5. 4. And I'm going to skip these first 2 SuperDuos. And I'm going to go through this SuperDuo that's right before my mini RounDuo bead through the hole that we haven't gone through yet. So I'm coming out of my SuperDuos here, right before my mini RounDuo, and I'm going to pick up another 11O with 1 needle, and I'm going to cross through it. So this is what I have. Now, I still need to get to the bottom of our project because, well, not the bottom, but I need to get to this level here from our first step. I'm going to go through this thread coming out here on this side. I'm going to go through this SuperDuo. The SuperDuo only. Do not get any of the 15 O's that are right next to it. Then I'm going to hop on to the bottom hole of that SuperDuo. And I'm going to go through it. And if I can catch the mini RounDuo after it, which I can't, go through it one at a time. And then on this side, the same thing. I'm coming out of this 11O bead. I'm going to go through the SuperDuo next to it. The SuperDuo, yeah. Through that same upper hole. Don't catch the 15 O's on the side of it. And I'm going to hop on over to the bottom hole of that same SuperDuo. And I'm going, if I can, catch that mini RounDuo after this SuperDuo and pull tight. I was able to catch the mini RounDuo with this side, but this one I wasn't. That's fine, I'll just go through it now. So keep going. Let me get out. Too close. So keep going, do the rest, adding your little 4 15 O's on either side of your dome bead. And but don't forget, you're going to be using the SuperDuos that are right next to these mini RounDuos, hopping over to the second hole, adding your 11O, and then adding your 15 O's here, crossing through your dome bead, coming out, adding more 15 O's, going through the other hole of your SuperDuo, and again, doing everything on both sides. If you're kind of confused about what I did, just rewind the video so you can see how I did it. And you're going to do this all the way down your project. I'm coming out of my mini RounDuo. All I'm going to do is just go through all of these beads here. The 11O, the mini RounDuo, the 11O after my mini RounDuo, and then the mini RounDuo here. And then I'm going to get in place to add my 15 O's by going through my first SuperDuo after my mini RounDuo. Then I'm going to hop on over to the other hole of that same mini RounDuo, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side, and then I'm gonna add my 11O, and that'll get me ready to do this again. So go ahead and do this, and I will meet you back. Do this all the way till you get down to the very end of your bracelet. Okay, I have already added all of my little 15 O's here and my little 11O there, and this is what we have. Once I came out of this mini RounDuo, all I did, and I did this on both sides, I went up these two 11Os, up my cut button. I caught my SuperDuo when I went up my cut button. Then I went down this way, and then on this side I did the same thing. Went up these 11Os, through my cut button and my SuperDuo, and then down my SuperDuo and my cut button down this way. So I am now coming out of these two little 11Os that are right there at my cut button. From here, now we're going to do our embellishing. This is the fun part. The fun part. So, on goes. Coming out of these 2 11-0s, and we're going to do this on both sides. 2 11-0s, go through your first SuperDuo. Then 1 11-0, go through your next SuperDuo. Now you're going to come to this little part here that is between your groupings of SuperDuos. Here goes a crystal. Go through the SuperDuo, whoops, and then pick up an 11-0, go through your next SuperDuo, and then we're back here. We're we're back here in this space between the SuperDuo and there's nothing here, just your little RounDuo Mini, and that's a bigger space, so that's where you're going to need 2 11-0s. And then go through your RounDuo Mini and pull. I'm going to do that on this side. And I have 2 little strings here that I did have to add thread, so these 2 strings are from my previous go round. So I'm coming out of this 11-0 here, or these 2 11-0s, and on goes 2 11-0s. Go through your first SuperDuo just here, or your first SuperDuo sticking out. Your first SuperDuo sticking out. Next, pick up another 11-0, go through your next SuperDuo in line. Now you're in between your groupings of SuperDuos here next to your Cathedral Dome bead. And here goes a crystal. Go through that SuperDuo in line. Now you're in between 2 little SuperDuos. There's only a little space there, so on goes an 11-0. Now, after that, you need 2 SuperDuos, and you're going to go into this RounDuo here. So you need to do this all the way down your piece. Pretty simple step. So one more time, coming out of my RounDuo, goes 2 11-0s. Whoops. In between 2 SuperDuos, in that little space, goes 1 11-0. Now you're in between your groupings again, goes a crystal. And then now you're in between 2 SuperDuos again. That little space goes 1 11-0. And then now you're back here to this SuperDuo, just hanging out there by itself. On goes 2 11-0s, and then you go through your mini RounDuo. And you're ready to keep going and do it on this side. Do one side, then the other side, then do the next, then do this side and that side. In other words, don't get too far ahead just on one side. Here at the end, after your last SuperDuo, you just go in through these, through your loop. Okay, go in through your loop, and then that's how you will finish it. When you're doing your last step, when you're adding your 11-0s, your piece is still going to feel very loose. So just keep pulling as you know, to keep them as tight as you can, but it's still going to loosen up all the way until you tie your actual knot, until you're actually done with the piece. And all I did was, when I added my last set over here on these 2 sides, I just, from the 11-0s that I added, I just went up through my loop, and I did this on this side too. I added the 2 that go here, then I went up my loop, and I actually met my threads here, like at the center of my loop, and I just tied my threads together. And now once you tie them together, tie them as tight as you can, and then your piece will look like this. See, it's very sturdy. It's a very sturdy piece, not loose at all anymore. And this is how it looks from the side. See how I like how it looks from the side. This is another one that I did. I actually like this one better. This one was my practice piece, and I'm liking these colors a lot better. So this is what you should have, or something similar. And this is our Crystal Cathedral Bracelet. I hope you enjoy making this, and thank you very much for watching.